Welcome to the Breakfast Wrap-Up Christmas Special / debut. We didn't record an intro, so let's get into it.
So you just want to go see it just because of the hype?
Yeah, I want to trash it.
You hate watching it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
They do exist. I thought it was a myth.
Oh well.
Mine's the same. I'm literally trying to bite into this one bit. It's not happening.
Really crunchy.
At least I hurt myself doing the get out on the show.
It was so crunchy.
No, I did hear it.
I don't know if that was my tongue.
Yeah, it's like, wow, that is crunchy. That's my tongue. The fuck.
I
They
showed
like
up that time with 5 minutes to spare.
You're an idiot, bro. Why? What happened?
I thought I broke my toe.
My mate told his friends that the show started at instead of 2.
No.
So they came in whilst he was doing his song.
No.
Oh,
To be fair, we made it like by the skin of our teeth, didn't we?
I'm not surprised.
Literally.
Well, I was like, where are they? Are they not coming? And so good. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You were like the last two in before they closed the door.
I'm
Yeah.
not surprised.
Everyone around us just looking like,
I should have told you it was 5:30.
pardon?
I should have told you the show was 5:30.
Well, originally you told us it was 7 o'clock, mate, so.
I originally thought it was 6:30, and then Dom messaged me yesterday. And I was like, what time we meeting? He's like, well, sure, that's 6. I'm like, well, I'm at the mountain.
You booked the ticket, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
And then I forgot I bought the tickets, turned my phone off, went inside, and you're like, have you got your tickets? I went, Dom, where's the tickets? He went, you got them. I went, oh, God.
He didn't believe me at first. Shrek thought I was lying.
It was because I booked those tickets and you booked. What did we go and see in the cinema last?
The film.
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah. You know, it's got like the Frank Paddock.
You went to Bristol Fair as well, didn't you?
No, we went to
Cardiff, they-
Cardiff. We went to the Everyman Cinema.
Oh, right.
It's nice.
Don't need to go there.
We went to Bristol for Sonic.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stuff for that.
Top Gun on there as well.
Yeah, Top Gun. Went there for that.
That's
like
coming
the-
back in cinema
Convenient
for like a week.
for us, anyway.
It's crazy that there's no cinema in Newport.
I know.
Well, there is.
Spitty.
It's big.
Yeah, but like, no one goes there.
Well, the tickets are super expensive. It's like double the cost
Yeah.
of a ticket to go to.
It's because it's the only cinema in Newport, isn't it? You don't have anyone to compete with, so they just like bugger it.
I'm just going to warn you, when Sonic 3 comes out, I'm going to be the most insufferable fucking person for about a year. Stop talking.
What do you mean expensive?
I think it's April 2024. I think they
No.
could be wrong.
Ooh.
Be very wrong.
There's shadows in that one, bro. The bangs are coming out.
Yeah.
It's the
Evil fringe.
Yes.
Evil fringe is coming out. Let's go.
20th December 2024.
Oh, I was way off. Either way, 2024.
Release date for it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I'm seeing it on that day.
They most probably got pushed
Going
back a
to
bit.
Sonic attire.
Because Shadow
Recorded here
is
now, so in 2
Epic.
years' time.
Shadow is superior.
In every way.
As we all know, the evil counterpart is always better. Dante, Virgil,
True.
He
Raiden.
doesn't even
Sam.
run. He
Sam.
skates on air shoes.
Yeah, that's
Can you-
Actually,
can
that's
you-
amazing.
Can you
Don't
skate
make
on
him
air
faster.
shoes?
That's probably the game.
No.
I'm sorry, but what would make Sonic cooler? Him with a gap. Shadow showed up with a gap.
Not a rings, but not other options.
Shadow in Fortnite when?
I will say Shadow's story is definitely more interesting.
Shot they haven't done.
But his game was awful. Played it.
I-
Every ending.
I resent that.
Every ending.
That game was
Bad.
Amazing.
The best thing about it was if you could
A
pick one of the
shadow with a
stories,
gun.
you've got a gun called the Omachow gun. You shot Omachows.
Yeah.
Which was, I hate Omachows, that was good. I hate Omachows called Gremlin.
So Shadow the Hedgehog game was good just literally because it had a gun in it. That was it. The
So it's
only
a
reason
fair
it was good.
statement. Shadow the Hedgehog was a bad Sonic game, but it was a good game.
It was a fun game.
I wouldn't play it again.
I watched a guy called Pharaoh play Shadow the Hedgehog, and they do voiceovers for different characters and stuff.
Oh my
which is
God.
funny. But when you're watching the game go through it again, you're there like, actually, this doesn't look so bad still. Graphic wise, terrible. But gameplay wise, it looks fun. On the computer roll.
When the GameCube was like, 'cause I had it on GameCube, it was not like discs that were like that big.
Yeah.
Token hazard discs.
Did you ever play GameCube, Rhys? Were you allowed?
Actually, I think you'd be allowed to play GameCube, so that's like
2005
like family friendly,
Shadow
innit?
came out.
Mm.
And no, I didn't play it. Hold on. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
I'm sorry, can we talk about that?
Well,
There's an image, right, of a video. It says Shadow is coming, brackets, evidence, right?
The end of the film.
I was like, they literally show him.
Shadow.
to be
Because like,
fair,
it's continuity or something.
to be fair,
It was setting up Shadow the It just set him up and showed him.
Yeah.
It's like they
To be
named
fair,
it.
when did Sonic 2 come out?
Not long ago.
This
It was
year,
last
wasn't
wasn't
it?
This year.
It must have been.
Yeah.
Because this video was uploaded in January of this year.
Yeah, that sounds
So-
about right, actually.
It would have been like, a first day thing.
Mm.
Get it up online and be like, look how many views I can get with it.
Yeah.
The thing is,
clickbait.
right, it's with this third movie now, because they have brought out Shadow at the end of it, based on the continuity of Sonic games, Amy should be in it, and so should Rouge. No, because you first meet Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2. That's where you first meet Rouge.
Beth, welcome to the world of video game
I
film.
want Rouge the
Welcome to the
Batman!
world of video game film adaptations. They're never
okay,
correct.
Okay, but you cannot leave, out of any female Sonic character, you cannot leave Amy out.
I can.
She's like the main girl.
Watch me. I'd rather have
I'm
Rouge
divorcing
than
you.
I'd rather have Rouge than Amy, to be honest.
Yeah, but Amy
Why?
is like the pinnacle girl. Like she is
I mean,
the
why?
girl.
I can give a
Some
reason.
of
why.
She's
Gemma.
tall.
He's at least he
Some of
She's
it's Gemma.
tall.
I was going to say Amy's annoying. She brings nothing to the
She is a 12-year-old girl.
Oh,
When you meet her in Sonic Adventure, the first one, all she does is get captured by a robot and run away from it.
Yeah.
with
She
you
has a
guys,
massive hammer that she can use to launch herself over buildings, but can't actually beat up a robot with it.
But I do like how they developed her character then to become this badass. I love her now. So
Yeah.
back then it was like, oh god, she's the Princess Peach,
Mm.
but she's better than
Yeah.
Princess Peach.
Oh,
She actually
dude.
speaks for one, which is nice.
would you guys like to know the top contenders for the voice
Okay.
Of who?
of Shadow
Oh god.
in Sonic?
They're gonna make it British, I bet you.
Oh god,
Jason-
no!
Jason Griffith.
I don't know who that is.
No idea.
I know
who
who that is.
Okay. Sam.
Oh my
Wait,
god,
what?
Sam Witwer.
Please.
I had a quick look, right, at the top three, right? My favourite actor, Keanu Reeves.
Oh my
god! Pedro Pascal.
Oh.
Just have Mandalorian music. Adam Driver,
Okay, maybe.
and that's it.
If it's not Sam Witwer now, I didn't even think of that. But if it's not Sam Witwer now, I riot.
I'm sorry, but Keanu Reeves all the way. I want
No.
John Wick
No,
as
it's
Shadow.
Sam Witwer or Adam Driver should be playing Shadow. They've done Keanu as Batman. We've already had the joke of Keanu playing in other roles of the dark, broody emo character. But Keanu Reeves is not really dark, broody emo.
Have you seen the meme going round? Keanu Reeves turned down the MCU 5 times. They showed up in the SpongeBob movie.
The thing is with Keanu Reeves, he's a good physical actor. I don't think you can rely on just his voice.
Yeah, fair. That makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
I will say
Sam
no.
Witwer is a
Right.
monster.
I love how they kept Tails' voice though, because that's such an iconic voice, Tails. So
But we kept it the same as the.
yeah, they kept the
Yes.
same voice actor.
Oh,
They haven't for the series, though, have they?
No, not for the series, but for the film, I was very happy with that.
Jason Griffith was the second voice actor for Shadow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Chuck him in there then.
Which most probably, if he was second, would have been the Shadow the Hedgehog game.
yeah,
Speaking-
the most well-known and iconic voice of Shadow.
Yeah.
The voice actors as well. Linc, you know in God of War Ragnarok, Tia, the other god, the Norse god of war. He's voiced by Fuse in Apex.
Oh my
I
God.
wouldn't have guessed because he's not
Yeah,
Australian.
Is it still running? Because it's on like
I
a
was going to say we need
thing.
to check the time.
It is. Is
What's
it?
left
What's
on
the
it?
timer in the corner saying? 10. Okay, that's fine. 10 minutes. Just because it films in breaks, it does. So it doesn't-
Keys will be up there somewhere.
It's weird.
I know. I don't know why. Oh. But yeah, I could talk about Sonic all day, and I will. I will.
Yeah, go on, starting minute. The camera's rolling.
Give me a topic on Sonic, and I will talk about it.
Why is Shadow better than Sonic?
He's not. End of topic. Anyway.
Why is the original Sonic Adventure literally a fever dream?
Do you know what? I've got opinion here. I actually don't like Sonic Adventure that much. I prefer Sonic Adventure 2 way more. I just feel like Sonic Adventure hasn't aged well compared to Sonic Adventure 2.
I played it very recently and I agree.
Also, Big the cat can just die.
Oh, because of the fishing.
I
I haven't done that bit yet, but
don't.
I want to.
I think it's more because he's just an eldritch terror, isn't he? No, because he shows up in the. Which one is it? He shows up in every level. You can find him in every
Shadow, I
level.
think, is one.
He's in that, isn't he? Yeah. I know
You always find him in like the grossest of places. Like he's always just peeking out of somewhere.
Mm.
What a
He's
weirdo.
very big. He gives off that vibe. So
He just has those eyes, doesn't he? Like, they're just the big beady eyes.
Yeah.
Like they're
Is-
snatching his soul out of your body.
Is Sonic Frontier the first Sonic in 3D?
No!
did you just
Do you know what? Right, hold on, give me a minute. I
you
said,
acted like that?
Shut
hold
up!
on, hold on, give me a minute. I said that and then remembered in my childhood I played Sonic Heroes.
Did you say that? Did you say that and then you remembered what the term 3D meant?
Oh my god. I heard that. My own ears.
No, that's recorded.
I know. It's recording English.
This show it doesn't go out. That at least that snippet there is at least becoming a YouTube short. I will make sure of
Tell you
it.
what, bro.
Well, Scott,
I'll play it and I'll let you know.
I remember playing Sonic Heroes. And
So much.
I always remember, I think I never played it past the first level.
So you haven't played it then?
I didn't play it past the first couple of levels because when I played Sonic Heroes, I didn't understand what New Game and Continue was, so I just kept clicking New Game because it said game on it.
I thought it was just like one of those games where you just keep
Completed.
playing the same levels.
I completed it.
Not surprised.
It's the game I have the most hours in. Not even Overwatch has overtaken it.
Really?
I've been playing so much.
How many hours you got in it?
Oh, too many. I played that game on its own solidly for like 3
You
years.
right?
Yeah, good one.
So
It's
I
not
don't
playing
agree.
Yeah, I know
Also
that.
autistic. Which makes
Okay. It is a question for you, seeing we are recording and we talk about games now.
Yes.
What's the most played game you ever played?
Sonic Heroes.
Immunity counters, right?
Oh yeah, that's no surprise.
I have
there.
like 5,000 hours to that game. Definitely all on one account. Smurfing is bad.
There's so much money into that game, man.
I have also recouped the vast majority of my money. No, that's a lie. I sold every single skin that I had in the game, even like the 3p skins. So I got like 60 quid.
That's
Fair
not bad,
Yeah, it
man.
was good. I bought games with that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But how much did you put into a game?
There used to be a way that I could find out how much I had spent on keys.
Right.
And it was about 850 quid. The last time I looked. And I haven't bought any keys since then. But then that does
I don't know what you're
the price of
oofing for.
cases that you have to
I
unlock.
probably spent that on Apex.
Annoying.
No, thanks. Maybe Overwatch.
Insurance.
Oh, shut up about your car insurance. Your car insurance is cheap just because you live in like a posh area.
It's not a posh area.
It is.
Really is.
Insurance begs to differ.
I'm sorry, it's just a nice area hidden away in the mountains.
Hang on. Let's
I
talk to
feel-
our insurance expert, Liam.
Insurance, bro. I don't know.
You still are the most insurance expert here. In
Yeah.
terms of, in your opinion, your expert opinion.
If it's cheap, it means your area's good.
Yeah, here we go.
Which is weird.
Good beats posh.
Yeah, because it means there's, especially with cars, because it's cheaper, because the area's good, it's cheaper because there's less chance they're going to actually have to pay out your insurance.
That's just sad on the people who are struggling to afford it, isn't it? Really. When you
Welcome
think
to
about
classism.
Okay then. Liam, what's your most played?
It's gonna be a toss up between Overwatch and
The first
Dota.
one?
Yeah. Well, yeah, 2's only been out. What?
It's
A couple of weeks?
2 months. 1.1.
2 months?
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that. It has
it's
been long.
months. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, definitely. I think Overwatch is probably my most played game ever, and then
Yeah.
Dota is close on its heels.
Oh,
For sure.
hey, that reminds me.
What?
I got something that would shock all of you.
Oh.
I 1v1 someone Overwatch 2 the other day. No.
That's not
Shocked me.
Unless, but I did get a good kill on him, but I was throwing grenades on the map.
Were you Junkrat?
Actually, I have a question about that. Because when we play with you, because you play on PC, it
Yeah.
busts in PC lobbies,
Yeah.
and it turns out aim assist off.
Yeah,
Would it do that for Rhys because you're 1v1 then?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
I think it
I didn't
would.
check.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would. If you're host,
you,
definitely.
you
as
put
well.
him into a PC lobby immediately, even if it's custom.
Oof.
I just
It
love the
doesn't make
fact.
any difference. We
Especially
just have
on
common
main
sense.
teams.
I just love the fact I was dunking on him all.
I mean, the aim is also the problem, but you're also right on the common sense.
I was really
I'm
right.
sorry, but hold on a minute, yeah? I do not like listening to doors which tell me to push. I should be
Doors
able
that tell
to
me to push.
Yeah, I should be able to pull
Why
the
is all this
door.
talking to?
It's a metaphor.
No, but you're on about common sense, yeah? When a door says push,
You should push it.
I want to pull. Like,
But no, that's not.
not listening to the door
That's the
tell me to
literal
push.
opposite of
or
common
pull.
sense.
That sounds like a you.
It isn't me. I'm experiencing major door
I'd like to put this on record that apparently Rhys is going to say now that if he sees a stop sign, he goes.
That-
Here's my question. Here's my question. What's your point?
I'm sorry, but I should not have to listen to a door to tell me what I do on a...
What does this have to do with Overwatch?
Get to the door.
We just gone off topic on
Because we brought up common sense, and he's like, I'm too. Basically, his point is, I'm too cool for common sense. I'm different. Like, I wanna. I see a door that says push. I wanna pull. Like, it's him being
You
stupid,
just don't
really.
get to the door then.
What?
You just don't get through the door at that point.
No, I wait.
You're just like,
I wait for other people to
I'll wait outside.
I wait for other people to door, and then I'm like, I can run through that.
Okay, this is really random. But I was in a charity shop in Monmouth yesterday, and I shit you not, the door seized. I was trying to get out of this shop. I was
Yeah.
pushing the door, pushing the door, it literally wasn't opening. I had to shoulder barge the thing.
No.
There's all these like old people around me, and I'm just like, I'll open the door. No other choice. Shoulder barge the way
Are
out.
you sure it went the right way? You didn't just like snap the hinges with your shoulder.
With it a pull door.
Oh.
So, Liam, what game have you played most?
It's probably others, but in terms of ones I actually know the amount of time I played on it is probably Skyrim.
Yeah.
I think I put like 350 hours into that, which is crazy for me because it didn't feel like 350 hours because I was just sort of. But this is when I was in school, and I could sort of just come home and play games until stupid o'clock at night, like.
That's the mark of a good game, though, is when it don't feel like it's that long, but you love playing it still.
But probably, I probably replayed Fable 2 a lot as well.
That's such a great game.
Because I just started playing Fable 1 now. I've never played that one, so I just started playing it. But in terms of my most played game, like on my current console, is actually Batman Arkham Knight.
Good.
I put 200,
Good game.
280 hours into it because I've replayed it like 7 times
Yeah.
because I'm a massive Batman simp.
How's Gotham Knights?
It's alright. People are just mean. People are just
What
mean.
you on about in game or like other reviewers?
No, just the reviewers. It just
Me.
it's a alright game. It's nothing groundbreaking, but I think a lot of the time these days, if a game isn't groundbreaking, it's automatically like bad to some people.
Sure.
Whereas I was just like, I just had fun with it. I was like, oh, it's superheroes, isn't it? I did say mine to Linc. I was like, my review might be a bit biased just because I'm a massive shill for superhero games.
Sure.
But I enjoyed it, and the story was really good. I got to be honest, and like they patched out the 30 FPS cap as well. So
Oh, did they?
yeah. But that was really good. And then I played Ragnarok after that, and then that was really good. I cried.
Well, probably 2 games. So I didn't consider MMORPGs.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I
did
visualize it.
Final Fantasy 11, 14, and Eve. It was bad. 11, I lost. Like, my entire childhood was lost to Final Fantasy 11. Like, just gone. Yeah. 14, not so bad, because it was a lot more structured than 11. But this looks better.
Are they still?
Yeah, 14 still being supported.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I remember playing
Well,
14.
it just won at the Game Awards, didn't it, for like best ongoing game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Best community support as well. I think they won as well.
Yeah, so it's still being supported. And then Eve. Eve is just another beast. It's just, you come and go to it. It's like you start on Eve and you're like, this is amazing. I'm in space. I'm in a spaceship. I can do all this cool stuff. And then it's like, oh, I've done all the cool stuff, and now I'm just like sat waiting 27 days to level my next skill.
Is Eve the one where some people actually got like stranded in the game because they got robbed of all their fuel?
Oh yeah.
And they were like stuck there for months.
Oh, it's not fuel, but you can, like, if you die out in sort of like wormhole space, and depending like where your home station is set and things like that, if you get podded, there's a whole thing. You can get stranded. It's like hard to get like fully stranded, but I guess you can.
Is that like that one where they're like, if you don't have like the ability to like hyperdrive, they're like, it might take like you actual 700 years to get to like this one spot.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
I always just love hearing the stories of EVE Online, such as like the different heists that people do where they try to rob factions and stuff.
Yeah.
And then because it's with EVE, if you are there like you want to experience it, sometimes a good thing is just to go on the forums and stuff and just read the stories, because the stories make it sound like massive blockbuster film heists that have like 8 brain plays, and then all of a sudden you're just there like you look at the game and you're there like, okay, because it's not like first person or anything like that. It's actually like so you're like actually controlling the ship through mouse click.
Yeah.
So people would hear it and imagine it be like a first person shooter or not, but it's not. It's very stat based,
Right.
and like all of the economy and that.
Yeah.
But when you read about it, it'll be people there like, oh, I went in, I infiltrated this faction, I spent an entire year working up the ranks, and then I stole all their ships and left. And you're just like, oh, that's amazing. But it took them a year of their life. EVE does sound fun.
Saying all
It's
like
really good.
about being like, oh yeah, it's like all these big, really like, oh, that sounds really hype and stuff like that. It reminds me of. Do you remember in college? I don't know if we're allowed to like say other people's names. Can I just say first name or?
Yeah, just say first name.
Do you remember Mike?
Yeah.
You were all talking about like you playing like Call of Cthulhu or something like that, and you were all like describing everything that happened. He was like, "It's crazy. How'd you get all those visuals then?"
Oh, yeah. We were like, oh, we were doing it
We can
on pen
imagine
and
it.
paper.
Just imagine it.
Isn't Mike who I think?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's that other game as well, the other space game, Elite Dangerous,
That's another
where
one.
it's supposed to be like a 1-to-1 scale of like our galaxy or something like that, and I'm like, doubt. Like, I want to play it, but at the same time, I know I'm not going to get far enough to see any of the cool stuff in it, because those types of games, I get bored after a while.
Talking about space games, No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Why?
No Man's Why?
Exactly.
What?
I just didn't get it. Like,
When did you start playing it though?
when if like it would have been close to early release.
Oh,
they-
the game was
they-
back then.
Yeah.
Pitched it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a completely different
Yeah.
game now, but
Because
even then, it's not.
I just got to a point I was just like, planet to planet to planet, and I'm like, I don't even know where I'm doing at this point. And then I just gave up. I was like, cool, I'm done.
Though one problem I think with No Man's Sky, because they made it like all of these planets, but they procedurally generate them.
Yeah.
So all of the like planets, because that's the one thing whenever you see like what's the next Bethesda game that's coming out? I want to say Star Citizen, but it's not Star Citizen.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
What it's called?
It's Star Citizen's Starfield. There we go. Starfield, they're boasting in there that they have like 800 planets on it, but it's like with No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky has like a quintillion amount of planets because it just continuously procedurally generates it. The problem with that is, in my opinion, it only really works in like a roguelite, such as Hades and stuff, because they have their assets, but the arenas and areas are quite small. So you're not really looking at everything there. But when you land on a planet and they're like, hey, we got 5 biomes that are procedurally generated, it feels very hollow, like there's not a lot there, because you just see a creature, but there's no real importance to it because it's just random. Which I mean, if you want to get deep and philosophical, can explain a lot about life. But when you land on a planet and they're like, here's a rock. This rock is this. It's there like it means nothing.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with like No Man's Sky's whole like loop. The only other interesting thing I like of No Man's Sky now is that they put in space combat effectively.
Okay.
But this one of the things that I think whenever I see like space games where they have that, say like Star Wars with its flight simulation and stuff, really, really good. And I love that you can take on all of the ships, but something that all these space games get wrong, you can't take on massive frigate ships.
Yeah.
Because they'll be there like, oh, you can come in, blow up one of the capsules and take like 800 of their metal. Or, in all honesty, this comes into my next point. I'm going to go on a rant. With like GTA and stuff.
Oh, here we go.
Stealing is not beneficial in any of these like types of games. Because you'll just go off and be there like, oh, you're going to piss off this specific faction. But then you find out that that specific faction is really important to the plot. But they also have sometimes the most value on them. So they're like, oh, the people that aren't important are these guys. And there's no point robbing them. Or in like Red Dead Redemption 2, of where robbing, even though you're an outlaw, is barely a thing. Because you go up to somebody and they're like, here's $10, which some people might be there like, oh, back in that time, that was a lot of money. And it's like, it's not. When the gun costs 150, I have to rob 15 Can I just not rob them of the gun? And they're just there like, they're like, no. Because it's on a catalogue, and I'm there like, you're telling me. Back in the days, they were like, you've got to order on Argos, you'll get your gun in 17 business days, that they haven't just got the shotgun on the wall. And if I walk up and just go, give me the shotgun on the wall.
It's different in Red Dead 2 because you can actually like go up and grab stuff off the shelves instead of using the catalogue.
Yeah.
So it makes less sense in Red Dead 2 as well.
Yeah, it's just really annoying whenever you see like games where they're like, stealing is not viable. And say like in like real life, they'll be like, yeah, because you go to jail and stuff. Yeah, I get, but this is like the fantasy bit. It's like in D&D, if somebody was there like, oh, I want to rob the store, and I'm there like, you only get 2 gold pieces. They'd be like, what? There's only 2 gold pieces in the store. And it's like, you know, in real life, like in modern day, we'd be like, yeah, there's a safe in the back where they keep the money. It's like, then I want the safe. And in like these video games, it's like, you just come back to like No Man's Sky, you blow up a frigate, they're like, you just pissed off half the galaxy for 800 metal.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't steal. And the game's there like, yeah, but then the entire frigate is transporting how much metal? And they're like 50,000 metal, but I can only access 800 of it. Why? That's my rant. But better stealing in games.
I remember, right, going... This is off topic right now.
Yeah.
I remember going over Links, I think it was a few months ago, and he was on about GTA 4 and GTA 5, and I was like, oh, you know, it's a fun game, but it is, everyone's waiting for GTA 6, and it was the whole, you know, it's now across 3 generations of things. I went, Linc, what did you think of it? This was like one of the first things I said to him as I walked in his flat, expecting a quick response. An hour later, he's still ranting about it.
In my opinion, like GTA Online is great. I'm really impressed by the amount of support. I think GTA 5, like its story, when it came out, it was good, but it's the same with like Red Dead Redemption 2. Not that much with Red Dead 1, and not with GTA 4. Like, basically, not all GTA games, but some of them. GTA 5 has this problem with me of, like, I play it, and then I complete it, and I go, that was good, that was a great story. And then I come back to it the second time and realize that I can't really do anything except stay on the point that they tell me to. They go, get in the car, and there's like 17 cars in the area, but there's one yellow signal being there, like this car, and I'm like, I can't take that one. This one is closer. And then you get into that car and it just goes, mission failed. You got in the wrong car. But you might be there like, oh yeah, because the car's got importance. No, there's no importance to the car. It might blow up in like another 5 seconds. There's no importance to it whatsoever. Or they'll be there like, get into this specific building, and there's the front door, and you go, I'm not going to go through the front door. I see a fire exit on the side. I'll go through the fire exit. And you jump the fence. It's like, mission failed. You didn't go through the door. And I'm like, but why is there no freedom to my choices in GTA 5? So I realize I'm not actually playing a game. It's a freaking movie that I'm watching, but it's like 15 hours of it because I can't actually interact with anything. Same with like Red Dead Redemption 2 when you come back to it, because the tutorial section for that is way too long.
Yes.
It feels like 6 to 7. When you go through it the first time, you're listening to all of the characters, you're meeting them, it sounds great. Replay it, and you can't get through the first 6 hours, because you're like, I want to ride my horse and go see the random stuff in the West. And then they're like, no, you can't, Arthur. You need to go off and do all of this stuff first.
That's why I've always had a problem with Rockstar games.
That's my problem. That's a problem I have with a lot of games. Is I think I get caught up in the story on my first time through that I kind of like don't notice a lot of stuff. And like, because Horizon Zero Dawn was one of them. I loved that game when I played it through the first time. But then when I tried playing it through the second time, I already knew the story. I was kind of like, oh, I just didn't enjoy it. I gotta be honest. I just stopped playing it. I was like, oh. So then I just didn't want to buy the second one.
Oh, I was going to say we played the others.
I played the second one. I got like halfway through, but again, it's a thing of with that one, I got halfway through and was there like, I just realized I didn't care that much about the story anymore.
Yeah.
And the gameplay loop then wasn't keeping me. And I was wondering if that was like a problem with like, say, modern games that are coming out now from AAA studios, of where they put so much emphasis into the story because they know it will go then on YouTube with people analyzing the characters and stuff.
Yeah.
You'll get clips and all that. But then once you actually come back to the gameplay loop, there's not a lot that you can do that's very interactive.
Yeah.
That's why I prefer Saints Row over GTA, because Saints Row is basically like, just be free, go do it at your own pace, go wild.
Yeah.
And as well, I didn't like about GTA is that it sections off maps. So if you haven't completed a certain mission, you're like, I want to go explore Mount Chiliad. Suddenly you've got 5 stars, you're being chased down. Whereas Saints Row is like, go like 100 miles in the water, have fun, whatever, I don't care.
I mean, that is because the Saints Row map is like 3 times as small.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's that you're allowed to just
Freedom,
explore
choice.
before. There's no rush to do a certain mission. It's like you do it at your own pace, and I prefer that. So.
GTA's one also doesn't have the excuse because it's supposed to be, we'll say GTA is the more realistic version of Saints Row. Saints Row is the comedy version of GTA, even though. Yeah. But yeah, with GTA, they'll be there like she's saying, like you'll go across like a certain border, and all of a sudden the police are like 5-star, call in the army. I'm like, can you imagine if I was there like, hey Tom, you want to go to London? We went over the Welsh border, and the army just rocked up and started firing tank shells at us. We'd be like, what the hell? Or dead.
Yeah.
Saints. Jetpack cheat, San Andreas embedded into my brain. If you gave me a controller right now, I could do it. It's also the Skyfall cheat in number 4 and 5.
Is that
It's the exact same cheat.
I played San Andreas.
I have memorized
San
it. San Andreas saves.
San Andreas is so fun.
San Andreas
too little.
San Andreas and Vice City are the best GTA games in my opinion.
Yeah.
I like San Andreas because that was another thing in my rant review about GTA. Like in San Andreas, you can go to the gym, you can eat food, you'll make you fat. Like, okay, yeah, one more rant on Rockstar games. GTA 5 has this dumb thing of where they go, you can buy outfits. And some people I know will be there like, oh, no, this is fun. No, it's not. It's stupid. Because you buy, like, say, what's the crazy one called? I'm going to say Frank, that's not Trevor. You buy Trevor an outfit, you then go off Trevor to a different character, and then you realise that the other characters have changed their outfits. So you have to go back to your wardrobe and change into the outfit that you were bought with the cash,
Oh, yeah.
and then go into a cutscene. You go into the cutscene, and then they're like, put this on, and you put on an entirely different outfit. What's the point in customizing a character if every cutscene or mission I do, it immediately just swaps the outfit to something else?
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, I'm going to go back to Trevor, because screw this if I have no like customization options here. And you go back to Trevor, and Trevor's suddenly naked coming out of a bin. And you're like, oh, I gotta go off and buy clothes. But then you realize there's no point, so you might as well just go off and start the mission. And you start the mission and he just walks in naked, and some people are like, yeah, but the first time you do it, it's funny. And I'm like, yeah, but then what's the point in the money in the game? They give you the guns, they give you the cars, they give you the outfits that you're supposed to wear. There's no point in the customization in GTA 5. GTA 5 is a very poor game. Once you get past the story is incredible.
The clothing made sense in San Andreas because the whole gang aspect, you've got respect by wearing the colours of your gang, so it made sense. But like the rest of it, I don't know. Like, throw it up. Oh.
I said, ooh, spicy tea.
This is the table over here for the rants.
Just whenever Rockstar with GTA Online, you can wear your own outfits. I'm pretty sure, like when you put those outfits on, you can walk around the city and do stuff. It's really cool, and that's just something that comes with the customization options in games. But if you put a customization option in a game and it means nothing because the game just takes the control away from you, then it's not fun.
No,
I think that's like a lot of people will complain in like most reviews and stuff. They'll be there like, oh, this game took control away from me at this point. This is bad. 7 out of 10. And I'm there like, so why is like GTA 5 at the top of pinnacles of people going, it's a great game, when it's not? Because at every aspect of any point of player choice is just immediately gone, and it's just hollow.
That's why I prefer Vice City and San Andreas.
Lots of our favourite games, yeah.
I know.
I do find it amusing in GE Mind where you walk into a barber and you got no hair and you come out, you got
Full
one on
afro.
afro.
That barber works magic.
Talking about customization, like cosmetic customization in Final Fantasy XIV was amazing. So you could, like, you'd have your gear, which was amazing, and like high stats, and it'd look awesome. But if you just wanted it to look like something else, you could copy like the design of something and apply it to your good gear.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I've seen TikToks like that. Yeah.
Transmogging.
Yeah,
A lot of games do that now, because I know Cyberpunk just added it, because I was getting sick of all the good pieces of armor I had looking like trash together.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, no, you could like buy a full set that looked awesome together, but you might just want to like go into a boss fight wearing a fruit straw hat and a summer dress, which I definitely haven't done before. I did go into boss fight in a wedding dress once. That was fun.
That's quite cool, actually.
But then that stuff, obviously, if you would equip that stuff, you'd have no stats. But you can just take the style, apply it to your gear, and it'd look the same, but with all your stats from your good gear. So, like, I really appreciated that.
What's the latest game where you can go up against like bosses in just underwear?
Elden
Ring, go on there.
The winner of Game of the Year, and this guy doesn't know what the game is.
Yeah, but it just amuses me, right? Because doesn't it have like the most armor or something ridiculous like that?
Like a lot of cosmetic options in it, yeah. It wouldn't. I don't think it has the most armor.
I know being like naked in the game makes you roll like ridiculously quick.
To be fair, if you are getting to a point in the game where everything can one-shot you, what is the point in armor?
Yeah.
You might as well be quicker at rolling.
That's
I can see value in that build.
That's my spicy take on most of the Soulsborne games. Why the hell does armor mean nothing? There's no point in it. You do get one shot with a lot of the games. I think when I was listening to something about that, it was Dark Souls 1, you could just get the heaviest armor, upgrade it to max, and then certain bosses could hit you and it wouldn't deal as much damage as it used to. So it'd be like they couldn't one-shot you, basically. So a lot of people would just get the heaviest armor, heaviest shield, and the heaviest sword and just max it out and then be there like, cool. So I think the director was just there like, wait, that's what people are doing? So he just stopped armor from being upgradable. And, well, the rest is history. Then everyone was complaining it was too hard. Because Dark Souls 1 is not as hard as people make it out.
Oh.
Dark Souls 2 got a bit harder. Dark Souls 3 is where I think armor upgrading stopped.
Yeah.
And that was ridiculous. The hardest, in my opinion, is Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice. That is obnoxiously hard.
Right, is it my turn now?
I just want to know if GTA 5 is Lincoln's most played game now. Yeah, but yeah, it's your turn, Beth.
Okay, so my most played game, as I said, is Sonic Heroes. Weirdly, but modern game is Overwatch. I have more hours than anyone on this table was probably in Overwatch,
Fine.
and that was my first battle royale. So,
Liam said it was his most played game.
I'm only about 5,000 hours in.
oh, you might have more than me then. What level were you in Overwatch 1? Were you like plat border or something?
I can't remember what border it was at.
I was
But-
nearly plat border.
Yeah, it's got to be like a solid 4,000 or 5,000 hours, and I'm I think like 2,500 to 3,000 into Dota.
Ooh, get your numbers up.
I know, damn.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
But
This
yeah,
is when you found
mine.
out you're a casual at Overwatch.
I'm not saying you're not better than me. I just said I played a lot.
You know what? We played the other day on PC lobbies, and I was so scared
Really?
because, like, obviously we've got no aim assist and all like that.
Yeah.
And I played Sombra, and I'm not being funny. I wrecked the enemy team. I had like 35 kills to 0
Oh,
kills.
nice.
So they couldn't do anything about me.
Yeah, it was really good.
So like Sombra can. Oh, I love going against people on PC now because, like, oh, you got dunked on by someone with controller who had no aim assist.
I'll tell you what, my favourite feature in Overwatch is when you type GG easy into the match and it changes it.
Love that they
Probably says
implement.
people my age shouldn't suck their thumbs.
I love that. I think that's brilliant though.
Yeah.
Oh my
What's
gosh.
your most played game, Lincoln?
There's going to be. I'm going to have to put two categories into it because Apex I know is the actual hours, and that was around 5,000 to 6,000 hours into Apex. And that was when I got the time. I think I probably put another 1,000 to 2,000 hours into it afterwards. I don't play anymore. It was a problem, but when I was a kid, I remember playing Metal Gear Solid 3 so much that the disc wore out. So I had to buy Metal Gear Solid 3 again, and I wore that disc out. So I had to buy Metal Gear Solid 3 again. That one didn't wear out, but I wore out 2 discs. I played it that much. It was a game that I played basically for a full year. I didn't play anything else.
Yeah.
And for people who'll be there, like, Hideo Kojima games, like, the long script. There's one thing I will say. This is why I'm there. Like the GTA one, poor. Metal Gear Solid 3 though. All the amount of camo that you can find in there, and the game doesn't tell you how to get it. So you'll like kill one of the bosses, but you'll be there like, I'm gonna challenge myself. I'll do it with the trank pistol. Let's see what happens. And you like defeat the boss, and he's there like, haha, I didn't kill you, I knocked you out. And then the game like does its cutscene, it finishes. And then you see a box there, and you're like, what? And you go up to the box and say, like, well done, because you beat the boss with the tranquilizer pistol. We have given you the boss's camo that you can now use in the game. It has special abilities. And you're there like, is this every boss? And bear in mind, I probably played about 5 months of Metal Gear before figuring that out at the age of 12, like 13, mind. So at that point, it was in a quest to see what else was breakable in the game, such as there'd be little frog things that if you found all 50 could get you a camo. But if you shot the frog, the guards in the area would hear it. If you shoot bee nests, they fall down, they'll scare off the guards. If you shoot the guard's radio when he's calling for backup, before he presses the button, he doesn't get the radio. If he's halfway through the conversation and you shoot the radio, they'll still send backup, but it's half the amount of backup because they think that it's just something weird happened. Metal Gear Solid 3, there was the famous thing of with the fish tank, if you shot bullet holes into the tank, the water would go down to that level. PlayStation 2 days, mine. You could also like interact with quite a lot of the different objects. Camo went up on an index depending on your terrain, so different camo had different importance to it. There was a lot that you could do, and then they also had like first-person things that would happen in the game where you press R1 and you see through Snake's eyes during the cutscene. But then they had it at points where they didn't show R1, so there were secret ones that you could find.
Yeah.
There's also the bit where when you're in prison, if you decide instead of breaking out to go to sleep, and you go to sleep 3 times, there's an entirely brand new game that loads up, and it's just basically a Devil May Cry ripoff. And it plays that for about 15 minutes, and then Snake wakes up and is there like, I had a nightmare, and the prison guard is there like, shut up, Snake. So there was so much quality in the game that I played the heck out of it, just trying to find everything out of it.
That's one thing.
PlayStation 2 days, everybody.
That's one thing I will say about Hideo Kojima games is there's a lot of freedom in them, because there's like that one in Metal Gear Solid 5, Quiet's boss fight, where like it's just you're supposed to just take cover and like shoot at her every now and again,
Yeah,
or you can just drop a box on her head and knock her.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So the problem sometimes with Hideo Kojima games, because of that amount of freedom, it does make stealth kind of pointless, because you can just basically, like you said, just drop a box on somebody's head. But it also makes things a lot more fun, because in another thing you can do in Metal Gear Solid 5 is if you blow up a telephone poles, they'll fall. If the wires hit people, it electrocutes them. If you can airlift certain things out by a balloon. The balloon goes up. As it goes up, if you shoot the balloon, it can land on people and knock them out or kill them if it's heavy enough. Depending on how you do things as well, you can just break the physics, basically. That's something I think, don't quote me, but I think that's something that happened with Halo Infinite, with the multiplayer, is the physics at that were like kind of broken, because you could you might have seen like clips, people throw a grenade, it blows up the Warthog, they then hit it with the gravity hammer, the Warthog goes flying, they then grapple onto it and they go off, and people are like, the physics is broken, it's fun. Well, they nerfed the physics and now Halo is dead, so so fun first, everybody.
Detail is insane.
Yeah, no, on PlayStation 2 days, because I was going through the old Battlefields. Because I was showing Sandra, I was like, this is Battlefield 2042. And she was there like, oh, is that one of the old games? And I was like, no, it's the most recent
Was it Metal
Battlefield.
Gear Solid 2 where he modelled, just in a random room somewhere, they just modelled ice cubes melting
Yeah.
for no reason?
I had to go back to Battlefield, I think it was 3 I went back to. And I was there like, watch this. And like Battlefield 1 does it as well. I was like, watch this. I threw a grenade. It blew up part of the house. And I was like, this is Battlefield 2042, where they were there like, the physics is extreme and we're on next gen and all stuff like that. And I got a tank shell shot at a building, no damage to it.
What Battlefield it was? It was one of the ones on like either PS4. Well, it was on PS4, but it's where you got the snow on the
It
roofs.
might be Battlefield 4.
And if you shoot anywhere near the house, the snow like falls off in like big chunks.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, Battlefield.
Stop.
Wrap. Breakfast wrap.
Yeah, we really just have an awkward cut in the audio here that would be confusing if left unaddressed. That is all.
Like, I was like young enough that I could walk,
Yeah.
you know, and I got up on a chair. Was like something. I just walked like a tortoise or something.
Oh, bless.
Just with it on me. There's been many moments in my life that I've been like, that wouldn't have happened if I was so fast. But yeah, I was a fat chunky boy.
What? Soundbite. Rhys saying he's a fat chunky
What?
Big chungus.
Chungus, man. I forgot what I was on about that.
Oh, Dom, where were you sitting for the Dolman?
We
you
were
were
on
right at
A1
the
and A2.
Did
Yeah,
you have
I'd said-
legroom?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good, good.
but we couldn't see half the stage.
Yeah, so we were watching, and we got to the intermission, and the group behind us, they're like, "Oh, can you move up a couple of seats, please? Our kids can't see." They said like, "Oh, we didn't want to ask for the intermission." All right.
I was
But
sat.
we moved up, and then we couldn't see
We-
anything that was happening in the middle of the stage.
Really?
Yeah,
Because
like any time that people like lined up to the sides,
Yeah.
that's all we could see.
but
It's just
your end, I looked over at Dom, I went, I don't know what's happening. and,
It's all right.
and Dom looked, I went, neither.
I
I sat at the back, could see everything. Very good viewpoint.
Yeah.
No leg room.
In the squads one, you?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
There was no leg room. And like, I'm glad at the time, like, because we saw me and Sandra at the back and we saw 3 rows ahead. There was like a family that just kept getting up, leaving, coming back, leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they had to stand up, and I was like, thank God, because if I was doing that, I'd basically be squatting, doing squats for the entirety of the show. But no, but at one point, the one girl was there like, she walked over and me and Sandra were talking. She was like, "Excuse me." She's like, "Can I go through?" We're like, "Oh yeah." But as I stood up, I realized I still took up the entire lane. So I'm like, "Sandra, move! I need to get out." There's just no room up there.
Yeah.
I did feel sorry for the woman that sat in front of me because me being a man, I have the man spread and everything. So I was just like, because my legs had to spread them out in order to get as much room as possible. But there was that little room that the woman sitting just in front of me, she turned her head like that. She went like this to do her hair. She nearly fucking headbutted my knee. And I'm there like,
her problem.
yeah, no, it would have been her problem, but I was just there like that would have fucking hurt. But she did that, and then looked, and then realized she saw my knee, and then looked up and saw me, and then looked back away, and I was just there like, yeah, nearly headbutted my knee, love. You would have had a bad day.
That reminds me of I'm going to take you lot on the story, right? Right. So I went to for years. I was like, I still want to see this. I still want to see this. I still want to see this. What's the film with the Time War?
Rocky Horror Picture
Rocky
Show.
Horror Picture Show.
I've seen it
And
live.
I saw it live, right? So my mate Carl, who I went Cornwall with, he was like, "Come on, I'm taking you somewhere." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Give me 20 quid. I'm not going to tell you where." I was like, "Fine." So I gave him.
Sounds like a scam.
No, this is generally how our friendship works. He's like, "Give me money, and I'm not going to tell you where we go." I was like, "Okay, cool." So we got there, and there's other people there, and he was like, "Oh, we seen a Rocky Horror Picture Show." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Trust me, you're gonna love it." No, I did not love it.
Oh,
Purely on the reason, right? We were upping the gods.
yeah.
Oh my god, Alex made this.
Damn, he's got a flower over there.
Tiny pancakes, a massive ball of ice cream.
Not that many.
Syrup.
So, Linc, you know yourself, especially in the god, there's no leg room, is there?
Yeah,
So every man spreads.
of course.
So I'm sat there, and you gotta move your neck now and get out of you. And I turn round in the intermission, and there's a man dressed in I don't know the character's names, I'm sorry.
What
But
was he wearing?
The one dressed in drag, I'll put it like that.
no, he looks like he's wearing like a mankini or something.
Oh, that's Rocky.
Rocky, is that? Well, yeah, I turned round and my eyes were eye level
Oh,
with a man leg spreading, wearing nothing up to his crotch level.
Be honest, Rhys, I'll just say it's like your own insecurity there.
That was, bro, it scared the crap out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, first.
Like,
He's scared of dick.
you're terrified of that. Are we recording it?
Yeah.
All right.
when I went to see Rocky Horror Picture Show,
Right.
everyone dressed in Queen stuff because they love audience participation with that one. Because they like, I'm gonna do the time warp and all. So like everyone's there and like courses and students and stuff. It's really nice. So one of my favourites I've seen.
I've only seen the film. I need to go see the.
It's good. It was really good. I saw Avenue Q as well.
Oh, I've seen Avenue Q.
It's so funny.
Funny in there. I love it so much.
I think I've seen Avenue Q. I've seen Rocky Horror Picture Show. I've seen Wicked in London. That's my flex. I've seen Shrek now. I've seen Sister Act in London.
I have not
What else
that
have I
many.
seen now?
You don't have to eat them all.
Okay.
I've
That's all
seen.
I've seen.
I think my flex is I've seen Lion King in London. It's so
You
good.
know what our flex?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like to say it. Tell me how you don't like.
They've seen Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Up London.
Yeah, boy.
It was good.
Yeah.
I love saying anything.
Best tickets I didn't pay for. For free.
I didn't pay for the tickets either.
I would love to see Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, that's
You've got me
expensive though, isn't
absolutely obsessed with it. Yeah, the cheapest tickets are like £130.
I didn't get you obsessed with it. You watched it on Netflix first.
No, because you kept telling me about it.
Yeah, because it's sick.
And then I'm like, oh, watch it. I would just like to say I've watched it 4 times in 1 month.
It's good music.
I love it. And I bought the book, and we watched the musical, the film, film. So I much prefer the movie, I gotta be honest.
Unpopular opinion. I don't like weather shows.
That's fair.
I do not like.
I don't.
I
That's
agree.
it.
The Phantom's the only one I like, to be honest.
I want to see Love Never Dies. So I
I've
do
got
wanna
the
see that one.
DVD.
I know, but you've got it.
You got it.
What's in my house?
Yeah.
I'll watch it without you, because then you'll get angry at me. So
I've seen it.
I love a play that goes wrong.
I want to see
The Play That Goes Wrong is really good.
But I do want to see The Lion King, definitely.
Lion King's really expensive.
I
Just
do.
because
So
it plays the
good.
past.
It's so
So
good though.
What do you think?
Now, so when you.
Matilda's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, they made a film of the musical.
Yeah.
Red Beret Girl is killing it. Also, Red Beret Girl was one of our dancers at Junior Eurovision for the UK this year.
Really?
Red Beret Girl. No one's like.
Oh,
Matilda.
So I was just calling her Red Beret Girl. I don't know if she actually has a name. She's just a dancer.
No, I call it something. He knows it. He says Victoria. Huh? I thought you said Victoria. No, okay.
That's what he has got.
I said Matilda. I said the one from Matilda.
I like. Have you seen One Man, Two Governors?
No.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a James Cole.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Bring the pancakes. It's okay. I don't know.
Anyway.
It's got ice cream on, so it's not going to be me.
So it's you.
Okay, here you go then.
Thank you. I am not having pancakes because I will too forward.
Pancake.
Although knowing this, I'll eat whatever he doesn't have.
Yeah, just so
That's
it
it.
is.
So you will have pancakes then?
Yeah, I will have pancakes. He's not going to eat all that.
I love pancakes.
Never had ice cream this early in the morning before.
Summer.
Give him lip.
Summer.
Yeah. It's a bit.
I'm a big man.
Big giant man.
He's a big
Of a
giant man.
castle.
Overcompensate.
Were any of those lines you delivered, Liam, ad-libbed during that show?
One or
Good.
two maybe.
What was the final one? Dom, you said you liked as well. I laughed at it as well.
Oh,
Oh, it's rude enough being alive when no one wants you, but turning up uninvited to a wedding. No, that's actually it.
Can you use that on Overwatch? A joke.
It's at the point where you know Liam so well.
The only
Liam.
ones I made up was when Fiona was taking too long to come back on with her green makeup on.
Yeah.
We just sort of had to ad-lib it. I just started insulting all the fairy tale characters. I'm like, I said my favourite one was I just looked at Humpty Dumpty. I went, well, you? I went, it's just Snag.
What do you mean Cass is Humpty Dumpty?
I did say
Still going great.
I did say though, I was like, I'm glad she came on when she did. I said, because if they just left me to carry on just riffing, I said I would have swore or called someone the C word at some point.
Oh my god.
But it was weird because they said to us before we tried the costumes on, they were like, just be mindful that when you try the costume on, you're probably bigger than you used to be. They said, so just be wary of that when you're trying to get through camps. Because I asked the girl who was dressed up as Humpty Dumpty, I said, did you just forget how wide you were in that costume? She was like, yeah. She was like, I was like confused at one point. She was like, why can't I get through this gap? Just an egg.
Just an egg. You did have the best costumes though.
I
it was
Honestly.
great.
I had a moment of realization on the last night, and I felt so stupid for it. In the one song, they say, Humpty Dumpty says the line in a song, but I'm still off the wall.
Hmm.
And I hadn't realised the entire time that it was Humpty Dumpty that said it, and I realised, and I went, oh my god, that's genius.
It was really good.
Sorry, we're going to DVD release soon.
I can't wait to see
I want
that.
one.
Yeah.
My mum
I
does
want
too.
one. I just want to listen to all of your lines on loop, Leo.
That's going to soundbite them, put them on a soundboard for when he's next on card.
Yeah. Half of them are just so savage.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Sometimes you didn't know if it was Lord Farquaad or Liam.
That's what Mel said to us on
It was funny though, because in the wedding scene, I got so confused because I do the ogre has fallen in love with the princess, and one of the characters goes up with an applause sign,
Yeah.
and I got confused because the audience started clapping. So my mate, the guy who played Shrek, was like, he's like, I can't believe the audience actually booed when you put the sign. He was like, I thought they were supposed to like me.
Oh.
He was funny, Mark.
Do you know what? Like, obviously because Lord Farquaad's small, right?
Yes.
We all knew our goal in. It's just the fact that when you first come out on stage
didn't think you
and
were
the
that
legs
small.
are just coming over.
It's so small.
Well, the guy who plays Shrek, he's a primary school teacher.
Mm.
So when he was in the Shrek costume, he was filming all pre-recorded birthday messages for his kids.
Do you know what's funny though? The first time Liam came out on stage in the Farquaad costume, my mum turned to me and went, "It's your future husband." I was like, "Not right now, Mum. I can't stop laughing." So funny. Oh,
Yeah, it's really good.
it's so funny. And the
Is it-
teabag scene, I can't.
Oh yeah.
I got my head. Funny.
That's what I was gonna say earlier when Rhys was like, "Oh, I turned, there was a guy's like crotch eye level, and that scared me." I was like, "That scared you, Rhys," and I just got sat on like. Gordon's, I love Gordon. That's our director, that is. Yeah.
What musicals do people desperately want to see? I like how we've gone from games to musical.
I don't know.
I feel like I've seen everything I want to see.
Mm.
Prince of Egypt, I haven't seen yet,
Oh,
Mm.
that would be
and I'm
sick.
really like I'm desperate to see that.
Mm.
I don't. Has it left London yet? I don't know. I haven't kept up with it, so I'm not sure.
I'd
So-
love to see In the Heights live. That'd be...
Mm. There was a amateur production of it not so long ago in Bristol.
Beauty and the Beast was really good when I went to see that in Bristol. That was good. Beauty and the Beast, I don't know how they do that. Because it's different, like, because in Shrek she runs off and she comes back on, and in the Broadway one, obviously, they've got a professional makeup team to sort of do her up on the side. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Beauty and the Beast, I still can't figure out how they did it to this day. But they put the Beast on wires, and when he changes back, he must have been so dizzy, Mike. But they had him like wrapped up in like a blanket, and they did some strobe lighting, and he was up in the air, and he was just doing backflips.
Oh my god.
But when he stopped doing backflips, all his makeup was off.
No.
Like, like
That's
all his
amazing.
Beast makeup was gone, and I was like, I can't figure out how the fuck they did that.
So is it just like a car wash in the flight? Just got sprayers.
You thought it was a bat. He was
The
backflipping.
only
They just
thing-
hose piping him.
The only thing, because I didn't see any of it come off, the only thing I can think of is like maybe they just had it all like hooked or something like that, and they just fucking yanked it off when he was spinning.
Oh, yeah, like
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Because I was like, I don't know how they did that, but that was crazy.
I'd love to see Rent live. I feel like that would be amazing live because I love the film so much. And
It's
like,
really good.
yeah,
Rent Live, like the staging for it,
No, either.
it's really underwhelming, so it doesn't really change. It's all on steel deck.
yeah.
And it's more like just like performance more than anything else.
So it's more like the set in terms of set. It's more like a college performance.
yeah. But it's really good.
I'd love to see Rent. I wouldn't mind seeing Chicago live, but the thing is, I'm so in love with the movie musical that I've got such high expectations. So
It's amazing. Every time I've seen Chicago, where there's been amateur or professional theatre.
because Chicago is my favorite movie musical of all time. I love it so much.
Really?
Oh,
Hairspray's mine. I was going to say
yeah,
Hairspray is
as
mine.
well. I love Hairspray. So
I want to see Alien Life.
Mhm.
I want to see Alien Life.
Yeah.
oh, do you know what I'd like to see?
It's gotta
Little
be
Shop of
different,
Horrors,
doesn't it?
It's amazing.
but with the correct ending, the musical ending.
Yeah.
So
Do you know what? We did that in my school at one point, and I was actually so confused because I really liked the film. And I was actually so confused when he put her in the plant.
yeah, the
I
end
was
is
like,
completely different.
What?
Completely different.
That's a good one.
Lord of the Rings is really good.
There's a Lord of the Rings movie.
Musical? Yeah.
Yeah, started in Toronto, I think. Then done a world tour, and then it died.
Oh,
In Middle Earth.
I don't know why it died. I was quite young when I went to see it, so I wasn't really like up on following musicals and sort of like how they're doing and all that kind of stuff. I just enjoyed them for what they were.
I think because it's quite. I think with stuff like that, it's quite gimmicky.
It wasn't at all though.
No.
Really, what it was to this day, it's the best show I've ever seen.
oh,
Oh crap!
Like it was phenomenal. Like all the fight scene. It was the first show I'd seen where they used the rotating stage.
Oh yeah.
And the stage sort of came up and down. It was like tiered as well as rotated. All the fight scenes were done on those, the pogo shoes, like the ones that like strap to your calf and they've
No
got like
way.
whip in. Like all the fight scenes were done on that. Like all the orcs were on those. The Balrog and like the spider, I can't think of her name. Was all puppets. It's unbelievable.
Do you know what, the
Really
most impressive puppet I've ever seen is like a 30-foot puppet was the King Kong one they did for the musical.
oh wow.
That was crazy. They had like animatronics in the face, so they had like a team of people. So they had the people that were like puppeteering it,
Mm.
and then they had a team of people towards the back of the stage, like controlling the face. And then they had someone in a booth somewhere doing like the live roars and stuff like that. It's crazy.
I have thought of another musical I want to see.
God.
Anastasia.
Yeah, that's been cut as well now though.
I know. I'm
That
so
didn't even go
upset.
off Broadway.
I'm so
Yeah.
upset.
Okay.
No.
I'd love to see it though, because Anastasia is one of my favourite films from my childhood, so I've cosplayed Anastasia. I just saw Rasputin in the musical version, which is strange.
He's still in it, and he doesn't have his song.
Is he still in it?
I think he's still in it. I think he just doesn't have his
In the Dark
the
of the
song.
Night.
Yeah.
Such a good song though.
I just remember the end of Lord of the Rings. Obviously, when Smeagol falls into Mount Doom, and it's so funny because there's like a big musical piece over it at the end of the stage show, and they must have had about 10 Smeagols because they were literally jumping off from the flies and like falling down, and it just kept happening and happening. And honestly, there must have been about 10 Smeagols jumping off and just like falling down the stage.
Why?
Just because it was like a prolonged like
Is it
slow
just
motion
to simulate the fact that he's still falling?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a prolonged slow motion fall, but in real life. So it was literally just like all these Smeagol's one after the other coming down from the ceiling. It's quite funny.
I have a question then to bring it back to gaming. If you could make one game story into a musical, what would it be?
I don't know, actually.
Or make it easier. If you could make a game story into a film, what would it be?
Oh.
I think Stray would be a very good film.
We would, yeah.
I think that would. I just love Stray. But I think it would be a very good film to make.
Arkham Knight.
Fair enough.
I was going to say, like, is it not very close to already be like, like surely
Why
that's
would
just,
you
like,
pick the
Batman.
last one though? Why would you not start with the first one?
Arkham Asylum is quite solid.
You know what? Yeah, that one scene with Scarecrow,
Yeah.
while you're just like absolutely tripping.
Yeah.
Incredible to see. It was incredible to see in game form. To be honest, they did a really good job.
I think it'd lose it I think it'd lose a bit of its like magic in film form though, because the whole like sort of
Point.
like the whole point of it was it made you think your game had crashed.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like that was I actually cut myself on that. That was good though.
Anyone else got any games they'd make into movies?
I guess
Outlast.
Outlast would be good.
Oh yeah.
That'd be very
It'd have to be very much like Blair Witch, though. Like,
Found footage.
yeah. I don't think it'd work unless it was something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A GoPro.
I'd watch a full Mario Kart movie.
Was that? Oh yeah.
Oh.
Red
yeah.
Dead Redemption is a good choice.
The first one, yeah. Good. Yeah.
The problem is, it's basically already really a thing, but I'd say Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell would be very good as a
That'd be
TV
good, yeah.
series. That's basically any Tom Clancy thing that's out, really. But
Jazz hands.
Sam Fisher with Pandora Tomorrow and all of the other stories would be very good as a TV series. Each game being its own TV series would I don't know why they haven't done it yet. Actually, they're planning on making God of War Ragnarok, even though that's
And Amazon.
and The Last of Us. They're literally series that have just the games have just come out, and they're going, yeah, no, we're going to make these series on the hype train. And I'm like, no, why not Splinter Cell? Splinter Cell as a Tom Clancy thing. People don't even need to know what Splinter Cell is. They'll just immediately see Splinter Cell come up and be there. Like some people will be like games, and some people will be there like, oh look, it's from that guy Tom Clancy, and other people will just be there like probably like Rhys will be there like, oh my god, American guy goes off and kills terrorists. Let's go.
I know.
Splinter Cell, man.
Yeah, it's very easy to do. You were
I
gonna say?
have a massive issue with the God of War series at the moment.
Is it because it's done by Amazon?
No, it's because they're starting with Ragnarok.
Yeah, skipping over the
There's like
mythology.
5 games before Ragnarok.
They're probably doing it though because of the more, we'll say, the intense drama of Norse Ragnarok in terms of the family drama of it. But
It's like adapting Lord of the Rings and cutting out the first movie and half of the second film.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. But it's probably because they're just going on the hype train. Because again, like The Last of Us, because The Last of Us TV series is probably good. People who watch it might say it's really good, but it's just the fact that the games, yeah, it is. Pedro Pascal's in it.
His whole arc in the God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok doesn't make sense if you don't know the context of the first few games. Because like you started playing God of War 2018, didn't you? And you were like, oh, his bandages fell off his arms, and he looked really ashamed about them. You were like, what's that about?
Hiding from a trailer.
Yeah, because they don't really. He did like it's not something he really discusses until like the end of that game. Like, so Dom wouldn't have known. Dom wouldn't have had no clue.
Nope.
But like, no, it's one of those things. I feel like it needs to have the whole Greek arc. Also, the Greek arc's like super cool.
Is it cool? The 15th of January is Last of Us. The show.
I don't care.
Oh, so it's the previews that people have seen.
Yeah. You might be right though. The first
They tried making it into a film.
Yeah.
There was a film, wasn't it?
Yeah, the problem is with the film is they did what the opposite of the games do.
They spent too much.
They
time
spent too much time in present day and not enough time on the actual assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the assassin's bit was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like 20 minutes total of the film.
Yeah.
I would have gone the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Completely.
And I probably might not have even put the present day stuff in it.
I still would have, just for like the whole like. But I suppose
Context.
I suppose you don't really need. It's one of those things where I don't really think they need the present day in the games anymore.
No.
Everyone knows.
Because it's like they use it to like sort of tie all the games together. That's the main point of the present day in the current games. It's the main overarching story. But I wouldn't mind if they just did a game that was just, oh, you're an assassin in this place. Don't worry about we're not using the animus, but like don't worry about the present day bit. This is just it, like, you know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't bother me if there wasn't a present day in it, like a little spin-off game. I think the main thing for it at the moment is it is just sort of the overarching story and sort of ties everything together.
Yeah.
It's a big overarching story, mind, but still going.
Yeah, I will say that I think most people who play Assassin's Creed will agree that sometimes they like playing, they're getting really into it, and then all of a sudden you see a cutscene, some big knowledge drop happens, and then all of a sudden the screen fades to white, and you're like, no, and then it pulls you out of the animus, and you're like, Desmond, have you seen that? And you're like, no, put it back in.
I gotta say, mind, I think there was a moment where I cried with like joy in Assassin's Creed Revelation when Ezio meets Desmond.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that was so good. Like, story-wise, that's real good. Because it's the bit in there where Ezio finds Altair, and you're like, that's his legend. And then he's like, Desmond. I'm like, yo, what the hell?
Did you say what's going to be?
I said Stray quick.
Ah, yeah, Stray. Yeah.
So last question, because it's Christmas episode. What game are you planning to buy for yourself for Christmas or get over the Christmas period?
I just bought Xbox Series X, so I want to get the Cyberpunk and see it in full next-gen actual quality.
I want to get Sonic Frontiers.
He's like, I played them all already.
All the games I wanted, so...
Rhys?
Yeah, you're gonna have to go me home.
Yeah, I think I'm good at the minute. Like, I'm just destroying my soul playing COD still. So that's just going to be an ongoing thing until I've given up on it.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's
Sorry,
like-
you about COD. We went on COD, didn't we?
Yeah,
Because
we
it's the
did
free
on there.
weekend. Do you know you can't play socially with your friends on the free online multiplayer?
That's
Yeah, we tried to enter like a regular game and it just kicks you straight away. It says, "Oh, you got to purchase Modern Warfare 2." I'm like, "But it's a free trial. What do you mean?" And we couldn't do
That's
1v1s either. That's why we ended up on Overwatch doing 1v1s.
Yeah.
What's your fave, Dom?
Right, so I've already bought Need for Speed Unbound, and I've been enjoying it a lot. It's been really good. But I'm also looking forward to playing God of War because I've got it on PC.
It's nice.
I've started it. It looks incredible. I'm really enjoying it so far. But yeah, looking forward to playing more of that.
Boy.
I actually have to play.
God, boy.
Got a boy. So, how long we got left now?
I think we're good.
I was just about to say, do you want to pull crackers?
Right,
Sure.
we'll have to do a new one, won't we? Oh, okay.
2 minutes because you
Speed
got
ball.
you got the joke.
Hey!
Oh.
Hey!
Winner.
Do you want to end on the jokes?
Winner. Me. I am the winner.
You got end on the jokes quick.
I got a sticker.
Did it even come with jokes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time for jokes?
I got a
Why
ring.
are Christmas trees so bad at sewing?
Don't know.
No idea.
They always drop their needles.
Oh, God.
What do you call a bunch of chess players bragging about their games in a hotel lobby?
Don't know.
Chestnuts boasting in an open foyer.
Is that
Wait their entire life.
I was going to say that's such a stretched joke. Like it's taken them so long to figure that one out.
Oh, mine's really crap. Why is everyone so thirsty at the North Pole? No well, no well.
It's dreadful.
What is the best Christmas present in the world? A broken drum. You just can't beat it.
Merry Christmas!
Wow.
Jazz hands.
That's
Oh, what match did you do here?
one of those pie.
What?
One of those what's those blowers?
Oh, the party
Yeah.
whistle things.
Oh.
I thought you were smoking a do.
I thought you exactly. You can tell who's got a more dirty mind.
Helper.
Yeah.
Beth's like, you know, party pug. I'm like, a zoot, yeah.
A zoot. Shut up.
A zoot.
A zoot. Shut up. Shut up.
Go ahead and ring out Snoop
Oh my
Doggy
God.
Dog.
No, you should end it on just Liam going. Are we good?
15 seconds.
Thank you for tuning in. Bye, everyone. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless us.
Chrysler.
We're going to Bible study through our children of Jesus.
Thanks for listening to the Breakfast Wrap Up. We hope you enjoyed the show. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in the new year.